Hello everyone, Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk and I'm here with my hashtag Simple Stamping Sunday. And this little challenge that you will see demonstrators doing has been organised by Stampin' Up themselves from the company. And the whole idea of simple stamping is to demonstrate that we can stamp with minimal supplies. Which, you know, you might think that's quite bizarre. A stamp company actually encouraging us to demonstrate how to not spend a lot of money. But that is the ethos of the company, and we are wanting to encourage more people into the hobby of stamping. So the idea of simple stamping is that we use one stamp set and one colour to keep costs down and to keep it simple. So this is the set that I have chosen today, and it's called Coffee Cafe. And now I've chosen this for a few reasons. I'm just going to briefly tell you and then we'll get on with the card. One reason being that it's a low price point. If you look for it in the catalogue, it's a very, very good price. You're getting 16 stamps in here. It's brilliant. It's current, although come the end of our annual catalogue that we have at the moment runs right to the end of June, and by the end of June this stamp set will have been in our catalogues for 2 years. So I just want to dispel the myth that Stampin' Up constantly are retiring things, because they don't. This has been carried over from last year. Lots and lots of products get carried over. So it's a good. This has been a good value for money set, because I will have had this a minimum of 2 years for the money that I paid for it. It's photopolymer, so if you're new to stamping or you're unexperienced or you're a little bit unsure, you can see exactly what you're doing. It's really easy. And also, another reason this is a great stamp set is that if you want the shapes cutting out, there are thinlets to match. If that's within your budget, that's brilliant, go for it. But if it's not within your budget, this is a simple shape. You can fussy cut these with a pair of stamping snips or a pair of scissors. And I've picked it because the shapes are quite basic, should you want to cut those out. Okay, so that is the reason why this is a great value stamp set and why I've chosen it for my hashtag simple stamping. Now I have pre-cut my card bases. Can't see that very well on that stamp mat. So this is Early Espresso and I'm going to use the same colour ink. Apologies for the lighting, it's late at night. I am filming in between looking after my family because it's still the Christmas season. So I'm using Early Espresso. We've got Early Espresso card and I'm going to use Very Vanilla. So my card base is a full sheet of A4, European A4, cut to 4 1/8 of an inch, and then it's been scored at 5 7/8 to make a card base. And then we have our Very Vanilla, which measures, I've totally and utterly, it's gone, I should have written it down, 3.5 by 5 1/4, and I've cut 2, okay, because we're going to put one on the outside and one on the inside. Right, so let's do some stamping. We'll just move that out of the way. I'll open my Early Espresso. Okay, now I'm going to try and manage with the one block, because if I was a new stamper I wouldn't have loads of blocks. And we're going to do a very, very, very simple card. So first of all, I've taken the outline of the coffee cup and putting it on my mat to make sure I've got a good shape, because, you know, it's a bit flexible, but they're not difficult to handle. I'm just going to line it up, and then, have I got it the right way? Yeah. With the flat part of the stamp facing up, and then add it to my block. Okay, and then I'm just going to gently add some ink, and I am going to stamp in if I'm making a card where it's kind of like a statement, this is going to be like what I call a statement piece, rather than a loads of background. I always tend to like to stamp in the bottom right corner, whether that's because I'm right-handed, I don't know. Maybe you're left-handed and you like to stamp to that side. That's interesting, isn't it? So there's the outline of our cup. So as you can see, if you wanted to fussy cut that, I don't think you'd have much trouble. So now I'm going to remove that. I'm going to pop it to one side because I will rinse those under the tap to clean them. And I'm going to add my words. Now this one says happiness. What does it say? Happiness in a cup is a cup of coffee shared with a friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that upside down with the flat bit there, and that's the words, but it's nice and clean. So I'm just going to put it there just to make sure it fits, which it does, and then mount it on my block so now it's nice and straight. Lots and lots of ink on there. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add that to my coffee cup. Now I did bring my stamping mat in because I'm using photopolymer, but I've got this big thick grid paper underneath me, so I don't really need it. That's stamped beautifully, I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully remove that stamp, put it on my wash pile, and I'm going to now add the lid. So we're doing a fair number of stamps here, but it's still very simple because, you know, there's nothing complicated there. So now we're going to ink up the lid. Okay, you can see through exactly where it's going to go, and you can line that up very, very easily, and you can stamp that lid on that coffee cup. Okay, there we go. All right, awesome sauce. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of decoration, and I'm going to use the coffee beans. How awesome are these? Now I am going to cheat and I'm going to bring in a smaller block just to make it a little bit easier for myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to first of all bring over, this is going to go on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to put some in the bottom right corner like that. Okay, move that to one side, and then I'm going to use these little beans and I'm just going to, what shall I do? I just want to decorate my card. I don't know, I'm making this up. I think I'll have a little band going across there like that. Just ink it up and turn it round. That's what I'm going to do. Give myself a little decorative band of coffee beans going across my card. So just keep turning it like so. I'm not too worried if it's not exactly perfectly straight. If I was worried about it, I would have drawn 2 pencil lines. But it does not matter. Okay, one there. And then one there. And we can just go off of the grid mat a little bit there. And what I might do is just do another row just up here as well. And just keep going. And then I've given myself like a small decorative band there, haven't I, at the top of my card for a bit of interest. There we go. I think that's super cute. I love that. What do I want? Do I want something else? What does that one say? Thanks a latte. I think I'm just going to put another couple of beans down here just to finish that off, and then I think that looks cute. Okay, and we've got all sorts of other little things here. You've got like straws that you can put in, then you can put the hearts in the straw. We've got some sugar lumps, we've got little words, we've got little sentiments. This is like a coffee sleeve. You could make an ice cream or a smoother, loads of different, and just changing the colours will give you a totally different look. So now we're just going to attach this to our card with some wet glue. Okay. I love simple stamping, it's awesome. I love making big wow fancy cards, but simple stamping totally rocks. So just remember, you don't have to use 10 million different colours, 50 sheets of paper, and spend £100 or €100 or $100 to make a nice card, because I think that is lovely, and sometimes less is definitely more when you're sending your cards. And how cool would that be with a gift card for a well-known drinks company such as, I don't know, Starbucks or Costa or wherever, just slipped inside there. I think that would be really lovely. So there you go, we've created a very simple card, and that is my card for this week's hashtag simple stamping. Go and have a look for it, and you'd be surprised at the price point of that, bearing in mind I've had this set going on for 2 years. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.